Hello, Janoshow watchers! It is I, Jacqueline Least, again. Well, since I've directed this episode, I decided I should host it too. I even got dressed up really nice for it. I put on makeup, and I'm wearing a dress right now. Yeah! Well, you heard enough from me. On to the Janoshow!
Hey everyone, I hope you're all staying safe. I am the Janison of the Justins.
What does that mean exactly?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm Aiden Dougal.
AKA my Canadian sidekick.
Partner.
Sidekick.
Partner.
Sidekick.
Partner.
Partner.
Sidekick.
You said it, not me.
Anyways, you're probably wondering why Dawson and I both look like steaming piles of hot mess. It's actually casual day today, aka the day that we are both too lazy to actually get up and get dressed and maybe run a brush through our hair. Justin, I'm talking to you on that one.
Aww, you think I'm hot?
Okay, well, not in that sense. I actually meant the sense in like when your heat radiates from your garbage can when you actually leave it in your garage for too long during the summer. That kind of hot, like radiating, sticky.
You're a bully.
Our top story for tonight, popular YouTube documentarian Shane Dawson has found himself in another controversy. AKA the guy who exposed Chuck E. Cheese pizza. A number of videos of his have resurfaced, including sexualizing young girls, pedophilia, and blackface. A number of these were just jokes, and he admits that they were insensitive in a large apology video that has sparked even further controversy.
Man, I loved Chuck E. Cheese as a child.
Justin!
What?
This is a serious subject.
But you stole my line.
Well, clearly, Charles Entertainment Cheese did not teach you anything about manners.
Speaking of good old Chuck, aka the only mouse in America not owned by the Walt Disney Corporation, Chuck E. Cheese has filed for bankruptcy this week, as the pandemic has prevented their thousands of robotics-obsessed and Fortnite-deprived fans to not be able to visit. This has led to massive staffing cuts, as well as the possibility of Chuck E. Cheese closing indefinitely if the stay-at-home orders are not lifted soon.
Wow, Justin, I can't believe it. You got through an entire story about a pizza place without once mentioning DiGiorno's Pizza.
What can I say? My love has shifted to something else.
Anyways, the Walt Disney Company is actually shutting down a lot of its channels globally. Now, the formal explanation for this is that they couldn't cut a deal with their distributor, but we all know the true reason. The great people at Walt Disney just want to give us all the opportunity to consume their wonderful content on their 24/7 available app, Disney+. Now, this app is great, and I spend hours binging on it. I watched Cinderella, Pocahontas, I watched Life with Derek, Family Channel classics that Americans would not get the opportunity to see.
Nope. In other news, a family band that gained popularity on the app TikTok planned a meet and greet in Boston on Monday, but it had to be canceled due to the fact that thousands of people showed up, not social distancing. Gee, a pandemic. Such a great time to hold an event. I mean, I gotta give it to them. At least they can draw a crowd. Hey, wait. Isn't that the same band with the boy that looked like the Onceler that we talked about last week?
I don't really know. I wasn't there last week.
Oh, right. The best week of my life.
Oh, Justin, don't we all wish we could go back to that week? Oh, bliss. You know what? I usually get anxiety and stress acne. Last week, skin was clear, and I believe that is because your presence wasn't gracing my vision the whole week. So, you make two of us.
But I don't live in Canada. Anyway, that's all the time we have for the news this week.
We thank you very much for tuning in to this week's Jano News. If you liked the show and want a way to support us, you could go to www.patreon.com/puzzlepieceproductions. Any contribution counts, and we appreciate your support.
Coming up, we have some amazing segments, including Zoom Bonnie and Clyde,
A Zoom Big Brother,
and an interview with Jason. I still cannot pronounce his last name, but it's okay because he doesn't know how to either. So stick around.
Hi again, guys. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been on a Zoom call, maybe in class, and somebody infiltrated it and started messing around? Well, that's what this segment's about. Imagine Bonnie and Clyde joining someone's Zoom call. How weird would that be? Well, it's time for the segment, Zoom Bonnie and Clyde! Yeah!
Hey, we've been together for a long time now, and I want to say something.
What is it, James?
Why, looky what we have here, Bonnie.
Well, what do we have here, Clyde?
A couple of young Zoomers in love.
How pathetic. But if they can afford Zoom, they can surely afford this.
Afford what? Whoa, 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 whoa. We don't want any trouble here. We don't want any trouble.
Hand over your gold.
And diamonds.
Okay. Okay. You want this? Sorry. Take this. Oh. Sorry. Oh. Here.
Wait a minute, you ain't my grandbabies.
But Grandpa, don't you recognize me?
It's us, Grandpa. Little Jimmy and Sally.
You promised us that inheritance early the last time we talked.
Oh. Or I guess just my mom. It's wandering again. My grandbabies' names aren't Jimmy and Sally.
You're right.
This is a stick-up.
But this is Zoom.
No, not where we are. This is what's happening.
Oh, that makes sense.
So, hand over your valuables. Babe, I think it's time we get going.
Way ahead of you.
Okay, babe. This is the last one.
It better be. I want to be a star, Clyde, and you promised me that.
I know, hun. All right, quiet down, okay? It's time for our last one. Okay, no lies, no deception. This is a stick-up, so give us all your money.
Oh no! My poor Canadian self, what am I ever to do? Oh wait, this is Zoom.
Well, yes, but we still have the power.
Oh, a gun? Oh, that changes it over Zoom? Oh, what am I... Oh, wait. Spoon. I can do that too.
That saved me.
Shut up, darling, okay? She ain't gonna do nothing.
I mean, you are right. I'm not gonna do anything because I'm actually gonna go back to bed now. And if I'm being truthful, I thought this link would take me to a free medium double pizza with 2 toppings, but to my surprise, it doesn't exist. So I will see you guys later. Have fun.
Clyde, I don't want to do this no more.
I know, babe.
I want to go home, Clyde.
You are home, babe.
All right. I'll talk to you tomorrow, baby. Good night.
Good night, Ollie.
Well, that was a pretty interesting segment. Anyway, remember how I mentioned before, and you're probably looking now that I'm dressed up? Well, I had to get dressed up again. This isn't the only time I did it. In the next skit, I had to play the host of something else, which is kind of meta because I'm hosting right now, and I hosted the bloopers, and I hosted an episode before. For the next skit, imagine a reality TV show that had to be taking place on Zoom. Imagine how awkward that would be, and how much wouldn't be able to work. Well, that's exactly what we have for you. That takes us to our next skit, Zoom Big Brother. Enjoy. Hello there, everyone, and welcome to Virtual Big Brother, the first and only game show to take place on Zoom. To start off this exciting new season, we have emailed all 8 of our contestants a link to join their new virtual home.
Howdy.
Congrats on making it to Big Brother! Now, why don't you all introduce yourselves?
I'll go first. Hi, my name is Jackson. I'm a 19-year-old farm boy from Clarksdale, Mississippi, and I was a 3-season athlete in high school.
You can bet your bottom dollar that I'm gonna win this here game, eh? I'm physically fit, I got a lot of athletic training, and the only other guy in here looks like an old man.
Hi everyone, I'm Alyssa, I'm 22, and I'm a recent graduate from Brown University's neuroscience program. I think my competition looks pretty good. I mean, Jackson's really attractive, but that's all.
Hi, I'm Matthew. I'm a printer salesman from Pittsburgh, and I'm a father of 2 little boys. I know I'm older than most of my fellow contestants, but I feel that makes me wiser, and I'm really confident about this.
I guess that leaves me. I am Anastasia. I am a Broadway actress and I'm originally from the UK. My strategy for winning? Easy. I'll just make people like me. Usually happens when I'm on stage anyways. If I have everyone on my side, I'll win. I think.
Now that you all got to introduce yourself, I'm going to hop over to the other Zoom call where the rest of the contestants are. Hi all, how are you guys doing?
Hi.
Good.
Hi.
Congrats on making it here. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
I'll go first. I'm Callista, but you guys can call me Callie. I'm actually from California, so I'm Callie from Cali. I feel like I'm gonna win this. I'm physically fit, I'm an exercise enthusiast, and I look a lot better than the rest of the competition. I mean, look at them.
I guess I'll go next. Hi y'all, I'm Brenna. I'm from Watertown, New York, and I have 19 pet chickens.
Wow.
I hope I win. I feel my chickens are good luck charms, you know. We watch anime together, and I even bought them costumes to cosplay with me in. What were we talking about?
Well, I guess I'll go next. I'm Eugene. I'm 70 years old, and
Eugene? Are you still there?
Well, that's just great.
I guess we'll skip him for now. Justin, would you like to go?
Yeah, I'll go. Hi, I'm Justin. Case. Yes, that's actually my real name. I'm a Twitch streamer and I play video games all day. I play a lot of video games like COD, Minecraft, Fortnite, so I guess I'll be pretty good at this game. I'm always on my computer anyway, so this isn't really a change to me.
Eugene, are you still there? Okay, then I guess.
Hello. Can you guys hear me? My computer still runs on Windows XP. It's a bit slow
Eugene? Hello? Well, I guess he's still there technically, so let's continue! I'm going to be combining the call with the other contestants so you all can meet everyone. Contestants, welcome to the Big Brother Zoom house.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
What happened to him?
I think he's frozen.
That's great. One guy's already having problems. I'm one step closer to winning.
Welcome to the Big Brother Zoom house, where all of you will have a shot at winning $10,000. The rules are simple, but a bit different. You have to stay on the Zoom call for 99 days. If you leave, you're out of the running. There will also be challenges that determine your fate on staying in this call. You will also have to pick a captain who will be like a teacher and make all the decisions for the players for the first week. Choose wisely. Good luck, players.
Wait, there are only 8 of us here. Are there more people coming?
No, we couldn't get that many people because of the online factor, but 8 is enough.
I think you mean 7.
1 person down, 6 to go.
So we have to sleep and eat on the Zoom call?
Yes, it's part of the Big Brother experience.
Can't you just walk out with the call still on and not come back?
If you're not back in 10 minutes, you'll be kicked from the call and eliminated.
So I'm just confined to my room for the next 99 days?
No, you can move your computer around.
I'm on a desktop. This is stupid. I can't waste my time with this.
Alright then, I'm gonna let you introduce yourselves. I'll be back soon, but during this time, you're going to decide who the captain's gonna be. Also, I forgot to mention that the captain is safe from elimination for this first week.
Hi, y'all.
This is gonna be harder than I thought.
This whole thing is stupid. But I do want to win. Okay, so who is going to be the captain?
I feel like I'd be a good captain. I'm nice and I'm on Broadway, so I feel like becoming captain is a good way to get people to like me.
I nominate my chicken Greta. Okay, I'm gonna go get her.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I can do it. If no one else wants to, I'll do it. I want to be safe for the weekend. I've been the most vocal one here.
I vote for her.
Better than that chicken.
So it's agreed.
I gotta say, I think Callie is the best to lead this group. I mean, she's smart, she's pretty, and honestly, right now, I don't care about immunity, and we all know that Anastasia's gonna be the first one to get voted off.
I'm glad I won this, but I'm honestly not sure how much longer this show's gonna last.
I really wanted everyone to like me. So we got off on the wrong foot here.
Okay, so now what do we do?
Yes, honey? In a second. Dinner's almost ready and my kids want me to play with them. So, bye, I guess?
Huh.
We're down 3 people and we didn't even do a challenge yet.
I mean, I guess that means we're the superior ones, right? Us and you guys and me, you know.
I mean, do any of you have pet chickens?
Hi everyone. Oh, it looks like we lost another one. Anyway, did you guys choose a captain?
Yeah, it's gonna be Callie.
Alright, Callie. You're now the captain. You get immunity for the first week, and I forgot to mention, after the first challenge, you get to kick someone out of the call and send them home.
Uh-oh. I didn't see that one coming.
I have to kick someone out? This sucks. Now everyone's gonna hate me.
It's time for the first challenge. For this challenge, you will need an egg and a spoon. We're going to see who can balance it the longest. The first 2 people to drop it have a chance of getting eliminated. The captain will choose which one will go home. You have 5 minutes to get an egg and a spoon and come back.
What kind of challenge is this?
This is dumb.
I get to use my chicken's fresh eggs.
It appears I am out of eggs, so...
Well, then there's no other choice but to disqualify you.
What the... I wasn't told I'd be needing an egg to participate in this show. If that was on the listing, I would not have signed up. I don't keep eggs in my house.
I think I can speak for everyone when I say no one likes Anastasia, but that wasn't fair. I kind of feel bad for her.
The first person to put down the egg will be competing with Anastasia to stay in the competition. Good luck. Your time starts now.
Hi, Bartholomew. Yes, you're a very good chicken, yes. Who's the best chicken in the world?
It looks like Brenna is out.
I don't really care that I got out, you know? Bartholomew was just being so cute. I just had to pet him.
Well, it is now time for Callie to decide who should be kicked out of the call. It's between Anastasia and Brenna. You have a minute to decide.
I really hope I don't get kicked out. I think I did a good job of making people like me. I hope.
I don't care whether I'm out or in. I just care that my chickens are here.
This was a difficult decision, but I know who I'm gonna kick out.
Okay, Callie, time is up. You have to decide who to kick.
I'm sorry, but I have to pick Anastasia.
Congratulations, Brenna. You are still in the game. This leaves us down to our final 4. Our next challenge will begin in a few minutes.
Can she hear us?
I don't think so.
Okay, this is so dumb. How are we expected to do this?
When do we eat? And how do we use the bathroom?
Yeah, I could really go for some fried chicken right now.
Hey! Don't say that in front of my chickens.
Do you talk about anything other than chickens?
I like anime. My chickens and I like to cosplay together. Oh, speaking of which, I have to feed them.
Are you gonna leave?
I don't know how long I can be gone for.
I think like 10 minutes.
It usually takes me longer than that. I get distracted and want to pet them. I also have to check on the incubator. I guess I'll just have to leave. This is getting boring anyway. Bye, y'all. I'm not really upset that I didn't win, you know? I would just use the money to buy more chickens. Hi, babies. Yes, you're my babies.
That sucks. I just saved her and she left.
Yeah, she was a better choice than Anastasia.
Yeah.
I'm starting to question if this is even worth it. I see now why Alyssa left so early.
I thought this was going to be fun, but I'm kind of regretting my life choices now.
I'm not gonna lie. I can't tell if we're the toughest or the craziest people here.
Ugh, I know.
You guys seem cool.
Honestly, I can see myself being friends with Jackson in real life.
I see that too.
Maybe more than friends.
I like the sound of that.
Wanna DM me your number and leave with me?
I'm down.
Oh?
So, at the time of this recording, Jackson and I have been dating for 2 months. Once the virus calmed down, I was able to fly to Mississippi twice. So, leaving this game was the best decision of my life.
Well, there's only one person left, so congratulations, Justin! You win this edition of Zoom Big Brother!
Yay, awesome!
We will Venmo you the money right now!
Wait, it only says $100. Hello?
Oh gosh, that took me a long time to edit. I hope it's good. Anyway, this takes us to the last segment of the evening, the interview. This week we interviewed Jason... I don't really know how to pronounce it, but trust me, it's a really good interview. Well, check it out.
Hey everyone, I'm here with Jason Gusdasz.
Hey, how's it going?
How have you been holding up during this?
Oh, during everything. I don't know. I've kind of like turned into an old man with this whole thing because I've now I like garden and meditate and read and stuff. Like all the things I never had time for before. Like now I have time for that. Obviously, it's been very anxiety riddled and all these things, but it's been pretty good. And also, fortunately, Los Angeles is normally a terrible place, but it's actually a pretty good place to be quarantined because of the good weather. And I'm sort of in an area that's pretty walkable, and like I don't know, I genuinely love my neighbors and everything. So it's felt like a very oddly communal experience, like not driving around as much and all that stuff. So I've liked it. I love it actually.
Do you want to talk a bit about Place, this short that was at
Sure.
Sundance?
What about it?
Sorry. Do you just want to tell people? Just give a brief synopsis and about how like you got it into Sundance in the first place. I think people know about like that process, but
I mean, I don't even know how it got into Sundance. Like that's the honest truth. It's not from like a I definitely felt yeah, no, well, I guess from the beginning. So Place is just sort of it's a horror comedy, I guess, about a family that moves into a house, and the spirits of the house have very bizarre ways of screwing with them. And it's like the mom falls in love with her reflection, and it's that kind of great. There's a ghost in the reflection, and she falls in love with it, that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't really know. Honestly, it's one of those things that's just it's hard to describe because you just sort of have to look at it and be like, it's a weird thing.
I think that was the one, like just gauging the audience reaction from all the shorts that night. I think that was the one that people just kind of connected with the most. Like,
that's cool.
Just because like because everybody was laughing when they should have been. At least I think.
Yeah.
I hope.
It was a very I was happy with the screening for the most part. Except I will say, and Sundance is the only screening I've ever been to in my life where they let people loudly open and close the door at the front of the theater, and it's like the light, not necessarily for my screening, but for other people's screenings, like in that theater, it's like they let people walk in and out in the middle of it of the shorts, and it was so loud and it let in so much light that like you wouldn't be able to see the screen for a couple seconds until the door closed. And I was like, wow, that's really janky for a festival. That's I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, no, that was a fun screening though, for sure. That was a big house.
Yeah. And I know we talked, I think it was that night. What was it? It was, how'd you pick the outfits or something? And then somebody said, was it you that said that I just had what my actors wear what they had?
Yeah, there's so many funny questions that come from the audience in Q&A, and they're always sort of like in my mind a little goofy, and like or what's funnier about them is just like, I think the question was something about like why can you talk about the significance of this character wearing the color orange or something like that? And it was very specifically for one person's short, but then the moderator was like, all right, let's all go down the row and talk about the role that clothing played in your short. And in my head, I'm like, clothing didn't play any role in my short, but okay.
I feel like a lot of the time the question, like a lot of the time the filmmakers just kind of BS their way to an answer when you're like going through those panels with the questions.
But everybody had like, honestly, I felt like the only person who didn't have like a go-to answer. Like I think everybody seemed to like have a pretty like, yes, like these colors represented this and this color represented transformation. And it's like I have, obviously when you make something, you have that in mind about like what clothes people are wearing and how that comes across. And there's like some little things I could say about Place, about like, I wanted there was a theme of like kind of I guess the neighbor wearing white, and that there actually was a transformation of like why Lauren, the main character, was wearing mostly like kind of bohemian white colors, and then halfway through it changes to color. There's like a little bit I could talk about that, but it's also one of those boring, like in my mind, is kind of boring to talk about if you're the one who made it. Like you kind of like that's more
YouTube analysis.
yeah, like I can throw out that kind of stuff, but who really gives a shit, and like who wants to like that's more fun for people to talk about in the car on the ride home. Like I don't anyway, so when that question came up, like I mean I was sincere. It's like anytime I make something, I cast people based on like who I you cast people that aren't that far off from their personality, like the character not being that different from their personality. So I just say like bring 3 options, and like I'll and whatever one seems to work for the scene, we'll go with that.
Emily Green, who played the mom in the film.
Yeah.
Like you grew up with her, right? Or
I did, yes. She it's funny. She was basically she's best friends with one of my neighbors from growing up, and the place where I would go fishing, this is in Virginia, the place where I would go fishing, my little fishing hole, was also the same place where like Emily and Caitlin would always go and go swimming in the water and stuff. So I would run into Emily like that. But I mean, I met Emily like in like 1st grade. So it's like we've known each other a really long time. It's really, but another fun fact about her is she looks exactly like her mom, except her mom has blonde hair and Emily has brown hair. So it's really trippy to see Emily just grow up and like, it's like, oh, it's Louise now. But Emily's also looked exactly the same my entire life. It's really funny.
But what was it like working with her on this? Because you've worked with her on other stuff, but
yeah, it was really good. I mean, like we sort of have. I mean, we've known each other for so long, and we've worked on things together so many times that now there's just a shorthand of like where I don't really have to say that much. Like, like I think at one point I was just like I like pointed to my eyes or something, and she was like, "Okay, got it." Like when we were filming, and I was basically saying it's like you're blinking too much, and then she was like, "Oh, okay, got it." But yeah, the things like that. We also, specific to our short, one of our fun things is when I guess like when we were shooting all the mirror things, we were kind of worried because there was so much that was so many of those shots are similar where it's just like face and then it's the same face. Like we were trying to think of how to visually differentiate like Lauren from Lauren's evil reflection. And so I think what we landed on was I was like we talked about it a little bit, me and her, and then we were trying to figure out how to make it just a little different. And I was like, okay, you know Sarah Huckabee Sanders, you know how she has like one eye that like kind of is open a little more? Just do that. Like do like one raised eyebrow. And I don't know, but it's really I don't know, that ended up playing really well.
Did you know anyone else or work with anybody else who was in the film beforehand? Or
not really, other than so Stella, the girl, I met her from a TV show I worked on where she played the daughter of the main character, and I always got along with her. I got along with her and her mom really well, like when we were on set, and we would like, because I was the at the time I was the producer's. I was just a bad assistant, but I was his assistant, and so when I was just like hanging out, I would hang out with Stella's mom, because Stella's mom was always just like not doing anything. They were both not doing things. But anyway, so like I knew them from that show, but and we had on that TV show, I'd shot these sort of like little shorts featuring the cast in them. And so like I had made something with Stella before in that way, but this is definitely a step up from that. And then also I'll add that most of the people there are people I know from this community called Channel 101, which is like this monthly film festival in LA. So most everybody knew each other, but I hadn't really worked with anyone other than Emily and Stella and the DP who shot it, Christian Klein. Like I worked with him on everything because he's just a brilliant human.
How'd you meet him?
So the other guy who shot this, his name is Ryan Thomas. So Ryan, a few years ago, I made a short called Creator, and I hit up Ryan to help me out. And at the last minute, I think Ryan couldn't do it. He was like, I can't do it, but here's this 20-year-old kid who's pretty good at camera stuff. And then he sent me Christian, and me and Christian just like got along perfectly, and we've made literally everything together since. Yeah, he's another person with that, like, we just have a shorthand of I don't have to say much, and he always knows the prettiest way to shoot things. He's a very great visual storyteller.
Well, I'm just going to go to a different place now. What was it like working on that show?
Oh yeah, that was a few years ago. It was fun. At that point, I've been in LA for a while, and I've been an assistant on a few things, and that was like, fortunately, was probably like my last assistant job that I had to take, and it was cool because the whole cast and crew were cool. It was a show called Nobodies, and it was on Paramount Network. It used to be on TV Land. That was on Paramount Network. But yeah, that was a fun show. There's actually like a really sweet, all the cast and crew that worked on it. Like the more shows you work on and everything, you can definitely tell where there are some really great shows out there where the cast and crew hate each other. And then there are some, but this show is like a show that not that many people ended up seeing, but the cast and crew like all genuinely just loved each other. It was really cool. It's a really special thing. It's like a family.
So you didn't go to film school, but did you think that impacted you at all, like starting out?
Long story short, ended up going to school for creative writing, and I'm thankful for it, because then I didn't know how to write at the time, and going to writing school gave me more practice with that. So that was, and I mean, no one ever really knows how to write. You just kind of guess. But yeah, so no, I didn't go to film school, but I think it was, I mean, there's so many filmmakers you hear about that never went to film school, and I think that it does give there's a certain perspective of like, majoring in something else, but in the end it doesn't really matter whether you go to film school or not, because honestly, if the thing that I would miss from going to a film school is like being connected to alumni afterwards. Like I know a lot of people out, especially like NYU or USC sort of thing, like people out here who like already come here with like a full crew instead of having to like kind of start from nothing, which is what I sort of did. But
now, how did sound play a role in the short? Like when you were designing, because you had to do a lot for like her voice when it was like the reflection.
Well, yeah, it's funny. Like I did most of I'm not a sound expert at all, but I did most of the sound stuff on it. I think it was. I think the whole short in general, I will say, I was trying to think of things in terms of sort of like crescendoing into things. So instead of like things happening very immediately, these sort of like kind of creeping feelings of something. So so there will be like a lot of sounds that are just sort of laying dormant in the beginning of a scene that you don't even perceive, and then halfway through the scene it's like the loudest thing, but it's been there the whole time. But like I was trying to think of how to do that, not just with sound but with story too, and I guess sort of slurring into things. Yeah. And I think also, I mean, I'm thinking mostly of like the making out with the mirror scene of like my friend Jason, who's the composer. He when he sent me that, I was like, oh wow, this is incredible, because it's just one note, but it just gets louder and builds and builds. And my only note to him on it was like was to sort of start off simple and then eventually build into a wall of sound. And I don't know if you know what a wall of sound is, but basically a wall of sound is sort of like having all at once your highs and your lows and your mids, like something playing in all those parts, whether it's like you have a flute and instead of just having a like one note from a piano, you have a piano plus a guitar plus a bass. And then by having those three things, even if they're playing the same note, it registers like a wall of sound that's suddenly hitting you. And so that's sort of that's what kind of gives the like in the mirror makeout scene, that there's sort of a wall of sound thing to that, I guess. Just an all-encompassing like kind of.
But did you mix this in like surround sound, or was it?
No.
So do you think surround sound plays a big role, or if it like once like the theater was kind of built for that?
I mean, I did my whole thing in stereo, but there are tricks you can do, like with the wall of sound thing of like, if you're thinking in terms of that, you can still utilize stereo in a way where it feels like it's surround sound. Or when you watch ASMR videos and it's like you swear you heard a sound back here or up here, but it's all like manipulating it in some way.
Now, you also made like a TV series or comedy short show called Natasha, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So how
with Emily in it.
Yeah. How different was that than just like where you are now?
Natasha was really my film school, I think, because we did it for this thing called Channel 101. And when we made the first episode, I think I just remember calling Emily or I texted her and it was like, we're going to make something Saturday. And she said, okay, what are we going to make? I was like, I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. And then we literally, sorry, I hate that word. We basically, it was me, her, and a tripod, and we made the first episode in one day. And then we submitted it to Channel 101, and then it did well. And then after that, by the second episode, I was doing everything myself still, but we had a little bit more help on it. And then by the fourth episode of that, the fourth episode was the first time that I had a DP. So so it's visually much. It really feels like in a 4-month span, I went through film school in 4 months, a really bad film school, and everyone got to see how it went down. But yeah, no, it was very informative.
And do you think like making that helped you learn how to sell yourself to people?
I still don't know how to sell myself to people. I'm like, I don't know. That's the icky part to me, that I'm it's always funny to see my manager try to describe me. So he'll just feel like, he's like, I don't know, strength. You just got to see it. Like that's, I don't know. Like, but I mean that I think it definitely. I will say Natasha was the first time that I ever, especially that fourth episode, that was the first time that I made something that that looked like a little bit like how I wanted to make something that I saw in my head, because that's an important step of like, it takes a long time. Like I've been making things my whole life, and it's funny to think that it took until, I was like 20, God, how old was I? Until I was 24, 25, until I finally made a 5-minute dumb short about, the suicidal Russian girl. Like that was the first thing that made me think, oh, okay, maybe I can direct. You know, it's you just have to keep doing things until you can replicate what's in here out there.
But do you ever get like, because I have this problem where like at least, I mean, I know I'm gonna get over it eventually, but you're in the beginning, you're like planning it out, and then you just get like self-doubt comes in.
Oh yeah, the whole thing. That's always on the shoulder. The whole like, there's always someone. I mean, for me, it feels like there's always someone behind me being like, "This is shit. This whole thing is shit. You're full of shit, and everyone's gonna see how full of shit you are." You know, it's like everyone feels those feelings of like, because even the best directors are, you know, feel like they're, you know, I think Paul Thomas Anderson has said that like he feels like he's a cheap imitation of like Jonathan Demme, or, you know, like everybody has their one director or a couple of directors that they think that they're a bad version of, and that's just the nature of any of it, you know. But yeah, there's always self-doubt that doesn't go away. So that's but it's, I think you learn how to manage it a little bit better, or you just know when to tell it to shut up a little bit. It's like, all right, doubt. Today's not the day that we're gonna doubt ourselves. Today's the day we're gonna shoot this scene, and, you know, not worry about how it fits into the rest of things.
So thank you for being here. Yeah, so we're gonna link Place in below, so because it's on Vimeo. So if you want to check it out, you can, and we'll link Jason's website down below too. So if you could check that out, if you want to check that out, you can. And yeah, thanks for being here.
Thank you guys, and thank you, Jacqueline, for mixing everything, and thanks for making this finally happen. I'm really glad this all worked out. Yay!
Yay!
Well, that's all the time we have for the Janoshow. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you know when the next episode comes out. If you like our content and want to see more, subscribe to us on Patreon. Right here. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I wish I could ramble on a little longer. I mean, I'm really good at rambling. I could talk about, what was in the news? Oh, that TikTok thing. Yeah, if you ever see TikTok news on there, it's probably by me. I'm not Jacqueline is spam on TikTok. No, I'm not. That's my twin. Bye.